the whole world at our feet, watching seasons change. Our roads were lined with adventure, mountains in the way couldn't keep us from the sea. Here we stand, open arms. This is home where we are, ever strong in the world that we made. I still hear you in the breeze, see your shadow
Okay, hello there. I will be right with you folks. I just need to clean my glasses. Since I don't know what I've done with them, but yeah, they need some cleaning. That's the issue with wearing glasses, like you forgot you have them on and you like put your fingers on it and then you need to clean them, but all good and ready now for some more Rust. So hi everyone, I have absolutely no idea why you're here because this is typing in Rust code live stream, but it should get more interesting in a couple of live streams actually, like try next week and it should be fine. So hi everyone, I'm Genvale and we'll be learning Rust today again, or rather I will be learning Rust and you'll be joining me. I might have moderators today, that would be Foxtrot, Charlie and Hebi in case they are here. Otherwise I will be moderating, so all good, nothing lost. Cool, so let's just jump straight into it. If you, like, last time what I did was I was basically like transcribing this Rust code, so let me open everything. This is the backend, here we go. The Sonderella BMP, I believe I was writing the encoder we already finished, so it was the decoder what I was writing. So let's go with the decoder. Okay. And I think I was about to finish this. At least that's what I believe. Hopefully that's the truth. So the browser, or actually before that, Lupin just said like on Twitter that, or is it X now? On Twitter, X, whatever thingy. It says new to Twitter app, it says X here, so I don't know. How is it called now? Anyway, Lupin mentioned that he's going to release a video he's super proud of in 2 hours, so check out his channel. I'm actually looking forward. What does he have in mind and how did he get 5k USD? So yeah, so I'm going to just post the link to his announcement, and I guess that's going to be, yeah, like 2 more hours, well, 1 more hour, I guess, and a little bit. So there we go. And this is what I was transcribing. This is a BMP parser by Sonderella. And why am I even writing this? I am writing this because I want to familiarize myself with Rust syntax and basically like form some question and some like hypothesis in my mind about Rust. Just by reading the code, I haven't read any tutorials. I have done nothing off stream. I'm only doing learning Rust on stream so that you can basically like follow my whole way, at least at the beginning, before I start writing my like code which I actually need in Rust. Okay, BMP data, mood, cursor. Thankfully, I didn't write cursor again, as this is my favorite typo to make. Okay, so this is the easy part. This is like syntax which I'm kinda getting to understand. BMP result, should I make it a little bit bigger? I think it's fine. Option vec pixel. Okay, so it returns an optional vector of pixels. Oh, I need to check later why BMP result actually is. I think I already checked it. Like, why is it like a separate class? I think this is like just inheriting. Is inheriting even a thing in Rust? So it's actually from the decoder BMP result. So it's type here, yeah. It's a type which defines result with type T, so I guess it's a template, but it also passes another structure there, which is BMP error. So this isn't necessarily an inheritance, but it kind of looks like an inheritance, okay? But yeah, it isn't necessarily an inheritance. Maybe Rust doesn't have inheritance, and therefore needs to, like, people need to emulate it when they actually need something similar. Which might be a thing. That might be how folks do it. Okay, bits per pixel, and Yeah, this is like what still surprises me in Rust is that like I can do a switch equivalent, well, match, which is switch on steroids, at least that's how I understand it. I can, like, this actually returns a value. That's unusual. Okay, yeah, as you can see, I have like this font with D graphs and like other graphs, but like basically if I write typical equal and then, you know, left triangle bracket thingy, then it changes it to an arrow. If I write not equal, it actually changes it to a proper D graph. I know that confuses some people, but I actually like it. Like I was skeptical at the beginning, but then I was like, yeah, that's actually cool. What is this? Like BPP at 1, BPP at 4, BPP at 8, then 1 BPP. What am I looking at? Why is there like a at sign? Is this like, I have no idea what this is. This is funny. Why is it at? Why is it not equal, for example? Okay, this is interesting. I have no idea what this might be. I'm kind of guessing it might be like equal, but also what's BPP? Where did it get BPP from? Yeah, like seriously, where did you get BPP from even? Is it like, I'm guessing is it no, the field was called bits per pixel. Am I missing something in this line? No, maybe that's just the like this is the name of a variable, so this will be the name of a variable which is matched, which is this one as well. Maybe that's the case. That's confusing though. Did you consider streaming on Twitch as well? I did actually at the beginning. So at the beginning, when I started live streaming, I was doing it on there was like a live coding or something like that. Service/company, I think it was called live coding. I might be mistaken. So I was streaming there at the beginning. The issue is that like at my first streams, when it was like still pretty new stuff and a more interesting topic than you know, me typing in Rust, there were like more people than their servers could handle. So I think there were like 500 or something people at the same time, and that totally like killed the servers for this company. I tried a couple of more streams, but like yeah, each time was like just terrible experience. And then there were like some drama with that, like not related to me totally, but some drama I read about this, and yeah, I just like said that yeah, like this isn't working, so let's go to Twitch. So we went to Twitch, but in Twitch there was some other issue, is that it doesn't archive your live streams, and I wanted to have an archive. People are actually rewatching this from time to time. So yeah, and I think the quality was like rather low. Because I was like streaming 1080p from the beginning, or maybe I think I was streaming 1080p. I might be wrong here, but yeah. But I think on Twitch it was like 720p at the beginning if you weren't like you know, I don't know, there was a term like a partner or whatever. And well, I just created my user there, so I obviously wasn't a partner. So I think I did one stream and I switched to YouTube, and on YouTube actually everything works. So I'm pretty happy with YouTube. Well, YouTube has some errors, okay? Like has some problems, especially with hacking related live streams and hacking related videos in general. But I was in a pretty unique position of actually working at Google at the time. So we worked together with the YouTube team, with the YouTube policy team, to make it quite a lot better, actually quite a lot better. And I know that like some other teams were also working on the problem. So there are still like sometimes issues with YouTube, but it's like it's way better in terms of, you know, like when a hacking video might be taken down as a mistake. There's like, this is a really complex and complicated topic, and sometimes I know that YouTube will still make mistakes and ban my videos or whatever, but that's okay. Like there are tools like which can be used in such case. Like complaining on Twitter. So yeah, if you actually read the YouTube policy related to hacking, hacking content, but in the dangerous and harmful stuff, there's like a line about hacking. I'm actually like the co-author of that policy there. But now I'm no longer at YouTube, so I have nothing to do with that anymore. But I think the teams did a pretty really good job on like progressing into making less and less mistakes over the years. I know it's not perfect, but it's like a really complicated problem. And I know it's easy to say, well, just don't make mistakes, but if you just like start thinking what size of like how many users YouTube have, how many people are uploading videos and so on, yeah, it's not a simple problem to fix. So I'm a little bit more lenient, I guess, towards them now, even if they like banned this live stream because it's, I don't know, contains some hacking stuff in it. It's fine. We can get it fixed. Part of World ID writes that there was a time about 3-4 years ago when YouTube banned game hacking videos. So one thing to note is that sometimes people saw patterns where there were none. I'm not saying that didn't happen, but I know like there were some like a lot of drama on Twitter from time to time saying that, oh, YouTube is like now banning all hacking channels, right? Because like this person's channel was taken down. And it turned out that the person's channel went back up like a day later, but like people were still like repeating that, yeah, like totally YouTube is banning now all hacking stuff and people should like look for other platforms, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, here we are, right? Currently, as a creator, I guess my biggest problem on YouTube is when I get weird copyright strikes from like some like weird companies who say that, oh, that music which you are using at the beginning of your live stream, that's actually like ours, and you do not have permission to use that. And when I have to like, you know, spend some time and write like a nice response to that, saying that, well, I actually do have permission because it's stated here, and by the way, your company actually like doesn't manage this because of this or other reason. And it sometimes gets really funny because like there's some music for which like I actually like commissioned, right? And I own the copyrights too. And I also like one time got a strike for that, and I was like I'm the literal copyright owner of this music. What are you talking about? But that's not really a. But that problem is a little bit outside of YouTube YouTube domain. Like YouTube is basically the intermediary here between some companies which are using US laws to do this stuff. Okay. With this is not how you write with. Is this how you write with? Yes, this is. Okay, I'm starting kinda to get why they don't have constructors per se, because like if they have factories, then it's a little bit more descriptive which constructor, which way of constructing an object is called. Like here I know is that like it's with capacity, right? I'm defining the capacity of a vector. Cool. This tells me something. And if I would just have like this, like without, you know, just a constructor in C++, for example, with like width and height, I don't know, is this capacity or is this the size of a vector? Capacity and size are two different things, right? Capacity is basically pre-allocated memory, while size is already like vector is of this size, and everything is initialized. where, well, if you do something with capacity, the size of a vector is still 0. It's just like pre-allocated memory for more data. So yeah, I kind of like, I'm starting to understand why they have no constructors and they are using factories, because that's not, I didn't think about it this way, but now it strikes me that isn't a terrible idea after all. Seal. Seal sealing, which is a funny function. Well, funny, it's just like rounding up, right? And by up I do mean towards positive infinity. Basically there are like 4 types of rounding. There's like when we talk about floats, right? There's the ceiling, which is like rounding towards plus infinity. Then there is floor, which is rounding towards negative infinity. Then we have rounding towards 0, meaning negative numbers will be rounded towards basically to a smaller negative value, smaller distance from 0, and same will happen to positive numbers, like smaller distance from 0, which means like higher numbers in case of negative number and lower number in case of positive numbers. And then there's a rounding towards the nearest like integer value. And sometimes it's not clear like what is going to be used. Like for example in JavaScript, I'm sorry, I know that I like talk a lot about different languages, but this is like kind of learning by analogy, right? So different languages like pop into my head. In JavaScript, the common thing to do is if you have like a floating value called def, for example, if you want to do basically convert it to the nearest integer or bring it to the nearest integer, you just do this, which is like or 0. And ORing like a logical or bitwise or rather with 0 doesn't really change the bit pattern, but it does force the float to be in JavaScript internally in the engine converted into a 32-bit signed integer. 32-bit, remember, this is important because if you have too large value, it will be truncated into something which fits into 32-bit. So yeah, but the behavior like which way will this rounding work isn't obvious. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that rounding is interesting. And I believe like if you're working with C++, you can actually set in some, there's like something like fn, like floating point environment, and there are like a set of functions in C especially, where you can configure like what's the precision of operations, which way the rounding should work, and so on. Yeah. Bytes per row plus padding times y. Okay, let bytes equal bmp data start. Oh, this is a slice? Yeah, I'm guessing this is a slice. So, okay, so I'm just like grabbing the bytes here. I'm guessing this is a row, like a scan line. For I in bit index bytes, bp as usize, width as usize. There's like a typical Python for here apparently, which would be like for each, I guess, for each equivalent. Data push palette I. Okay, so this is what's going on for if I'm reading indexes. Okay, which means for like bitmaps which have a palette of colors. What is the font? The font is called Fira Code. It's pretty cool actually. You can find it on GitHub. Fira Code. There we go. Yeah, it's a free monospaced font with programming ligatures. It's pretty cool. I like it. I really like it. Because right, but at the same time, sometimes they have really weird syntax. That is true. That statement is true. Can be true for a lot of things. Who cares, right? It's like in C where you call a function to create, allocate, initialize a struct. Yeah, but in C, the struct, like the function wouldn't be part of a structure's namespace, right? So here is like, I know it's syntax sugar at the end of the day, right? But it's a little bit, like, this is a nice syntax sugar. You don't have to specify, like you don't have to, in C you have to allocate the, like if you have a function, well, you don't have to allocate really memory. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I guess like it is really similar. Well, it's a factory, right? That's how factories work. But yeah, I guess the difference here is the namespace, but the here factories are in the namespace of a structure, while in C that's not the case. That's not how you type result. Back pixel. Okay, and arguments. BMP data is going to be a mutable cursor. Oh, like I need to later figure out what's a cursor. Is it just an iterator? Kinda sounds like an iterator or something similar. Like if you don't have a pointer, that's kinda a pointer. But a smart pointer. Yeah, not to be confused with smart pointers. Let move data. There isn't that much left, honestly. I'm like almost, I know you don't see the scroll bar because we are almost at the end, which kind of means that there is just this example file, and I think I can start trying to compile this and fix all the typos. BMP data seek from start. This is a mouthful, actually, but it's useful, especially in production code. That's useful. Like I wouldn't be happy on a CTF to have to type this much, but yeah, like in production code, that's nice. And yeah, these languages should be designed with production code in mind. For ignored. Wow, I wonder if this is like, what's the scoping of variables even? It's likely the scoping is like in C++, right? It's not like in Python. In Python, the variable is scoped to the function. Like, so even if you have like, you're really deep in indentation in Python, you're still like variable is like a global variable inside the function, like scoped to the function. While here, so what I'm thinking is like, is this the same variable as this? Or is it like, are these two separate variables with this one overshadowing the other one? And this is probably what's going to happen because that's a way more sensible choice. I have absolutely no idea why they didn't go for it in Python. On the flip side, you can write some code a little bit easier to do that in Python. On the flip side, also, if you don't have any type of variable declaration, that you can do it with a definition. Never mind, what I was going to say isn't correct. Sebastian writes, again, a quick question about the how-to. Perfect. I got this question like today, I think 3 or 4 times already. So if you go to my blog, like genvail.coldwin.pl, this, like left side, my how-to script, and this is the script. So just go there, you can copy it, there's like written down, and there are links like where you have to get an API key from and so on. The API is paid, but like as I write here, in June, where I used this script, normally the cost of usage was way below 1 cent. So it's like super cheap. There is like really no reason to not get it, I think. If you're able to, I think they need a credit card number. So yeah, just go to my blog. I'm going to give you a link. And there we go. Yes, it's really good. Like if you haven't seen it in action in any previous live streams, it's like how to compile Rust code with all warnings. Yeah, and just like says, right? That's especially if you're on Linux and you do a lot of stuff in command line, that's super useful. No, don't worry, Sebastian. It was asked not on this live stream, it was asked on my Discord and on YouTube. So it's good that you actually mentioned it, because that way we can get the tool out there. And yeah, it's really easy. It's basically like the tutorial code from ChatGPT's website with like a little bit like, I don't know, 2 lines of my code, and that's it. Seek from current, this is how they call it. Not a bad name. Yeah, I think it's usually current or cursor. I guess there was like a disagreement, because like in C or C++ is like seek set or seek cur, and there was disagreement if cur is from cursor or current. I always thought it's from cursor, but maybe it is from current, and maybe I'm just wrong. This is fine-ish. Is there anything surprising here? Not really. I know this is a macro, and I know the macro was defined somewhere. No, it's fine. Okay. Then we have const bits usize 8. Okay, so bits is 8. Then I derive debug. I need to kind of figure out later what does it allow me to do to... What are you? I think I saw already one single quote somewhere. This is weird. Yeah, anyway, I need to figure out later what does this give me actually. Can I just like printf stuff? I saw like some formatting functions which I still needed to write, so, but maybe? Bytes. Okay, what is this? What does it even mean? That's no idea. Let's see how it's used. Okay, this is a bit index, and then I have a function bit index, and this I use this function upstairs, I think. Bytes. Hey, wait. This is weird. Like, why is the type given in the square brackets? I have no idea what this means. Size, use size, bit index. Okay. Wait, wrong. Too many bits. Perfect. Let bits left be bits minus n bits. Ah, right, because we need to do... okay, so it's a bit pointer basically. Like, I only know honestly of one architecture in the last, like, what, 40 years, which was using pointers which actually addressed individual bits and not bytes, and that was it's like something I mentioned quite a lot of my streams, I guess, which is TIGA, which is like Texas Instrument Graphics Adapter, and that was a chip for graphic cards in '85, and it was these graphic cards were actually programmable in C. So yeah, so that isn't like something which NVIDIA figured out in the 2000s, like, you know, GPU, that's something which was already possible in the 80s. Actually, if you like start reading computer history, and it turns out that like a lot of ideas which people kind of revisit nowadays were already maybe not done, but were like suggested that, hey, it would be cool to do this kind of stuff in like 70s, 60s, 80s, and so on, like things like virtual machines, fuzzing, and so on. Like, yeah, that's not really a new thing. Or rather, like, the idea isn't new because we usually have a different spin on it. Take a DM rights. Debug is pretty print when you want to print a struct with print ln macro. You don't have to do it for every field. That's if this is as easy as you make it sound, this sounds really cool and really useful. Hey, hebi. Okay. This apparently is a lifetime. Hey gal, I have no idea what that means. But okay, maybe I will learn. I'm pretty sure I'm going to learn it later. So there's lifetimes. Okay, fine. Function next mode self option usize let n self index bits. Okay, what type is this going to be? Yeah, I'm guessing because like index is going to be what's index? Index is usize and bits is usize. I'm guessing it's going to be usize as well. There isn't going to suddenly like floating point happen here out of thin air due to this being a division, like in Python 3. Okay, so index self and bits. If self size is 0, then return none. Otherwise self size minus equal 1. And equals map. Oh, map, nice. What is, sorry, bytes get bytes. What's bytes? Self bytes. Bytes is this weird thing. Okay, perfect. And I'm getting n. What is n? N is this. Okay. Cool. So. Okay, I'm guessing what I'm writing now is a lambda, like a inline function, basically. Okay. I don't like this. Because like not knowing Rust, I don't know what's the order of operations here. Is this going to happen first? Or is this going to happen first? Like this isn't the Rust problem, like the programmer should actually add the brackets here. My guess is that this is going to happen first. And then we are going to get this. Does it actually matter the order of operation here? Kinda depends. What's offset? What's mask? Mask is a U8. And block is what's block? I don't know what's block, because bytes are U8, so it's likely going to be U8 as well. Maybe it doesn't matter actually. Well, whatever. This code apparently works, so again, there are a few tests. There's actually just one test. So let's quickly type it and that's it. That's the end of the file. So example and let's go. Okay, let bytes equal vec. Oh, there are binary literals with separators. That's like Python. That's good. I like to have binary literals. Let mut by bit index be bytes 115. What's this again? Sorry, n bits and size. So size is 15. And this is some vec macro being used here. Okay, interesting. This macro might be useful later, I guess. I guess like modern C++ has this, like there is a syntax where you can basically inline create a, inline initialize a vector. Okay, is there, okay, I'm not typing this in a gazillion types, especially that this is just a bit pattern. So which way are we going? We're going this way, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then a 1, and then we are going 1. Wait, too many ones. This way we are going this way, okay. So then 1, then 4 more ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Is that correct? Yeah, and then 3 zeros and a 1. 1 more 0. Okay, and then Wait, oh, because the size is 15, so this last one here is actually discarded. So then if we call it again, we should get none, and if we call it again, we should get none again. Cool. Which means that this by next is returning an option. Okay, that's fine. I wonder why it's option, not optional. They could have done it like OPT. 4, and then we are what, making another one? Cool. Wait, what? Why? Okay, this is interesting. Here I have a variable declared in the scope, which is called bi, and here I'm declaring a new variable in this scope, which is also called bi. Does this end the scope for this variable? Or does it just overshadow that variable? What's going on here? I'm guessing it ends the scope, but wow. That's not something I expected. That's a little bit sloppy. On the flip side, there were multiple times in C or C++ where I wanted to define the ret or result or whatever. There are no destructors, I guess I'll never find out. Okay, and here it's... oh, wait, so what it means is number of bits per unit. Got it. Hey, that's cool. That's a nice class, useful. Or, I don't know, nice iterator? I guess, is not a class. Let mode by b bit index. Are there destructors in Rust? I'm guessing no, there are no constructors, so why would there be destructors? What happened when... Are there, like, I know, actually that's a good question, because like, with destructors you can do some fun things. Otherwise you have to... Like, there's for example the RAI thing, right? Which is like resource acquisition initialization, something like that. Which is a really bad name, but what it means is that if you create an object at the beginning of a scope, right, and like for example open a file, then when it goes out of scope and the destructor is called, the file will be closed, and you don't have to worry about that, and that's pretty cool. In Python, where you do not have destructors, you have only constructors, right? You cannot do that, so they needed to create this with statement, with some object as something, do this, and then there are like two magic methods called, which is like enter and exit. On this object, which are basically like kinda constructor, kinda destructor thingy, like as an equivalence, right? They aren't really a constructor and destructor; they're just like entering with, exiting with, which you can basically do the same. And I'm wondering if you can do like if there's a similar mechanism in Rust, because like is Rust garbage collected? I don't know if it's garbage collected. I don't think it's garbage collected, right? There's like some more interesting stuff going on here than garbage collection. Also, wait. Here and here is wrong. Okay, and then I just need this. The destructors I spoke right, but there is drop trait to implement, which can work in similar way. Okay, these traits are going to be funny. Take a DM writes, and lifetime in this code. Wait. Blah, blah, blah. Lifetime in this code, which is like this quote A, single quote A, just makes sure that bytes array does not get deallocated before bit index, so bit index is not pointing to invalid memory. Okay, D-line writes, they're destructors, but they are not guaranteed to run. Or more precisely, you can always prevent them from running. RAI on files and similar stuff is implemented. Okay. I am curious to see how they actually implemented it. And this is the end of the file, by the way. So there was an example file. We have all these files now implemented, and there was an example file in examples. So let me just go create examples directory. This is not how we write. Okay, and I think there was like literally one file, which is like super short. Let me make the this a little bit smaller so it can actually, like, you can actually see the code. Okay, so let's just type this in and we're ready to go. Macro use extern crate BMP. Hey, I didn't make a typo in crate. Use BMP, and we are using the two things. This is like really reminding me of of TypeScript. Ido writes, no garbage collection in Rust. I'm guessing GC means garbage collection, not Gunveil Caldwin, because there is Gunveil Caldwin in Rust now. Or rather, I don't know. I don't know which way. Let's not go there. While C, C++, etc. gives us the memory control, Rust have the third approach of ensuring there is only one owner for each memory chunk, which the compiler will enforce it. This is cool. This is cool. I actually like this concept of having just one owner. This is something which, when writing production code in C++, this is what I always try to achieve as well. So I'm compatible, I think. I hope I will be compatible with this idea because I already used it in C++. So, sorry, so nothing in runtime regarding that. Ido says, I'm also learning Rust in more depth. Yeah, which means that Ido is basically multiple hours in front of me. Rust will drop the memory allocated once we exit the scope. Okay, so I'm guessing there's like a lot of stuff running, like a lot of deallocation after the scope, we exit the scope. I'm wondering, like, what's the like separation between what's on heap, what's on the stack? Is there like a way to know it, or is it like Python where everything is just on the heap? I'm guessing because it's like it's supposed to be a C, C++ replacement, right? Like on that stack level, basically. So I'm guessing it's going to be, there's going to be some stack usage. And I think like reverse engineering Rust, I do remember it didn't look, like it was messy, but it wasn't as high level. Did you know you could compile Python to an executable as well? And I do mean compile. There is a Python to C++ compiler, basically, which I do not remember the name. And what it did is basically like compiles, takes the Python bytecode kinda, and like changes every bytecode into its equivalent implementation. And like equivalent implementation, assuming you would be using the Python library, and then it would link with that library, basically. So it still would be using CPython, but your code wouldn't be Nuitka, that's what it's called. It just wouldn't be like, it just wouldn't have like PIC files or whatever. You would have like actually compiled code, which is using the Python library, which is like an interesting take. It's like you could still like decompile it to some extent, but it would be, you could like probably write a PhD on that, how to decompile it, but you could decompile it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that vec will allocate memory on the heap. You have to use boxt to heap allocate. Okay, that sounds pretty normal, I guess. Cool. This is it basically. So let's figure out how to compile it. There was something you told me on cargo build. Okay, do I need to write any more, like, because I didn't write any cargo toml was here. Is there something like super important here which I need to know? There's a dependency on something. So where are we? We are here. Cool. I don't think main was part of this. I think main was something else. I think ASDF was something. ASDF PY was something else. Let's just remove these. Okay. Let's go here. And let's see. We need to add the dependency at least. I wonder what does this mean. Does it mean higher than 1.000 or does it mean exactly? No, I'm guessing this is going to be higher than. It's something also to check later, like how does it work? Author, I guess I should add author here. Authors. I am not the author of this. I'm just typing this in, which is obvious, right? I'm honestly mentioning this only for like the profit or younger people watching who didn't have to deal with copyrights yet too much in their lives. Okay, I don't think anything else is important here. Then we have some git ignores and license and nothing more. Then we have test. Oh, test has this like images, right? I guess I should download these tests, like these images. I'm not going to type BMPs like byte by byte, don't worry. Which kind of means that where's the download button? Oh, now there's a download button. Okay, so let me unpack the thingy, the test. Okay. Yeah, now there's a test directory. And suddenly there's also git and git ignore. Why is there a git and git ignore? I didn't copy git and git ignore. Why is it here? Because I did LA. Okay, never mind. I'm just stupid. Ignore me. Piles are here. Yes, I know. Thank you. Don't remind me later. Cool. Okay, cargo build. And let's close our eyes. Cargo build. Yes. Well, this is good. Okay. I'm guessing there's like the same assumption, is that like always resolve errors from the top one. Struct literal body without path. Amazing. Okay, let's see what it says. Source librs. Do we have it open? We have it open. Okay, what does it say then? Then it says 145. 145. Is it here? It looks similar, yeah. Struct literal without body. Okay, so we have implementation, we have this. And it's complaining because... why are you complaining? Okay, let's see how the code should look like. So this is source, library, and this is 145. Well, no, that won't be 145 because I omitted comments, so it's going to be implementation, BMP header. Oh, because there are two BMP headers. I knew I made a mistake like that somewhere. Yeah, and I'm guessing this is like create the thingy and return it. Does it allocate it? Where does it allocate it? Does it allocate it? It doesn't make sense for it to allocate it on the stack. It makes sense for it to allocate it on the heap. I need to check this later. I'm actually curious. You know what? I'm going to do reset here so that it actually like... Okay, decoder 108. And here I am obviously missing this. I don't even need to know Rust to know that. Now I have a few more, you know, before I go there, dip header, where's dip header defined, by the way? Is it defined here? Yeah, it's here. And the new function, does it take only two things? Yeah, it takes only two things, so that's fine. Okay, now I got a few more errors, but that's fine. Wait, why doesn't reset actually like reset my console? Yeah, like every console has it implemented a little bit different. Sometimes you need to do reset, sometimes you need to do clear to actually get rid of the buffer. Did clear, yeah, clear now clears it, perfect. Then, oh, wow, what? Why are you complaining about my comment? This is a comment, come on. I literally cannot have a comment here. I'm going to read the error. Like I always tell people, hey, read the error, but I didn't read the error. Expected one of, or an operator found in, okay, doc comment. No. So I can have a comment where I just cannot make a doc comment out of it. And because I just like randomly type like / as many times as I want, then it complained. But hey, like incorrect doc comment. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, 147 in decoders. What do we have here? 147, little endian, blah blah blah. Am I missing here namespace thingy? I still don't understand the syntax. Okay, 201. Here we have. Yeah, I would expect an expression here as well. Where's my expression? I don't blame it for not seeing an expression, like wanting an expression where I want it as well. It's going to be read color palette. This is the definition, and this is if num colors is not equal to 0, then return dhnum colors as usize. Yeah, this makes more sense now. Okay, then unresolved import use pixel in const. Where's const? Wait, I don't have it open. That's the only file I don't have open. I have like, if you're wondering, I have like a double commander here on another monitor, where I'm just like copying the files around basically. Okay, so we have use pixel, and it says no external crate called pixel. Const use pixel. There are no pixels. Where's pixel defined, by the way? Pixel is defined in lib, isn't it? I think I remember typing it in. It's macro, yeah, here's pub, okay. And this one doesn't want to do it. What's the difference between these two files? Let's see if I can figure it out. Extern, okay, use. So if I don't know, in for example, decoders, if I use something from lib, how do I do it? Or in lib? I do external crate byte order. And then pub use decoder. Okay, so I need to use decoder. So do I need to use lib here? Use lib pixel. Is this how it works? No. Undeclared crate or module lib. Okay. Cool. Okay, read the error message. Okay. Well, the error message says unresolved import lib. Sorry, let me run it again because I actually screwed it. Help, consider importing this structure instead. What do you mean importing? How do I import something? You know what? But thankfully there's a really good tool which is able to tell me that. ChatGPT, hello. Let's do it like this. Okay, I have this Rust code. The compiler says oh wait, it says use crate pixel. Wow, I thought this was already the other error. Wait. I should really read the messages. In all honesty, this is kind of my fault because I haven't learned a new language for, well, okay, I learned a new language some time ago, but usually I just like, when I usually program in like C or C++ or Python, I just like look at the line number and this is enough. And I kind of need to switch right now to this like, yeah, you actually don't know what you're doing called wind, like focus. So, okay, this actually worked. Okay, so I'm guessing crate means kind of this directory. Huh. Okay, thank you. I see on the chat that you're having fun. Yes, you're absolutely allowed to have fun because that was stupid. But yeah, but was like seriously, it was just like, yeah, it's my habit of just looking at the line number and then at code and knowing what to fix. But I am not there yet. And here I am going to read it. Use create image. Okay, create image. There we go. And it worked. Perfect. Wrong magic number. So it's probably oh, because it's a typo, right? Where's this? In 61. 61 of what? Sorry, the coders. Machine numbers. Why did I write machine? I'm pretty sure that's not a machine number. This is not an ELF format, right? This is like this is a BMP format. Let me just double check it just in case. That's enum BMP. Yeah, that's magic number, not machine number. Machine, like, I think ELF has something, machine, blah, 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 whatever. Machine architecture. Okay. Then I have decoders, 206. I have read the error. Cannot find dB in the scope. Help, a local variable me. These errors are like spoiling all the fun, it's just telling me what to do. Pretty amazing, honestly, pretty amazing. Nice typo. 241. Padding, but it's called padding. Yeah, I think it should be called padding. This is like pretty cool. Like, in comparison to C++ errors, which are like, yeah, I kinda know the line number, and this is some random garbage which I'm going to tell you. And yeah, this is really useful. Okay, in like Clang shows really nice errors, and I guess like GCC got better as well. But sometimes in C++, if you have like a weird template error, you're going to have like really weird errors. In comparison, this is amazing. Okay. I'm pretty sure ChatGPT, by the way, would point me in the right direction. Okay, I was looking at the chat. Okay, a local variable. Okay, yes, perfect, exactly. That's exactly how you spell bits left. In case you wondered, thank you for coming to my live stream. There we go. About how to properly spell English words. Data size, date size. Okay, but we're probably not talking about time here. So this isn't date, this is 147. What's the file name? Sorry, lib. Oh, it's wow, it's jumping between files a lot. I guess it needs to compile them at the same time, right? Which does make sense. Sorry, data size. It was supposed to be data size, not the date size, yeah. Destination. A lot of typos, but that's fine. Typos are easy to fix. Destination. There we go. Deprecated method. That's not good. This one is not good. Unless it tells us how to fix it. Wait. file, decoder. It's again decoder file. 38. We are using write macro, and it says use of deprecated method, standard error description. Use display implementation or to string. This is our this is self description. I am guessing this. Yeah, it's like complaining about that. The lint level defined is here. No deprecated is implied, and it says that I should use display implementation or to string. I don't know what display implementation means, but you know what? Let's try that. It doesn't tell me how to fix it, right? It doesn't. Okay, let's try that ChatGPT. So let's tell it. Okay, I have this Rust function. The compiler complains that I'm using deprecated function. Rust, sorry, ChatGPT might not know because it has the cutoff date on 2021, and this might be a newer thing. How can I fix this? Okay, so just this in favor of display. What does it mean by display implementation, by the way? Yeah, to string it using display trait. I'm guessing this like display implementation means something else. Also, what would not convert your error to string? The usage seems incorrect. Really? Okay. I am not changing this yet, but if it yells at me, it's good to know. To string. Okay, fingers crossed. Okay, there's another description somewhere. That's line decoder 53. Okay, and then we have function. Hey, there's actually function description. Why is it complaining? And this is called. Wouldn't this be the method which I'm calling? Expected string because of return type, and e to string expected string found string. Do I need to give it? Consider borrowing here. Can I? I'm blindly going to do that, and I'm going to trust this isn't going to just break everything. Okay, that seems to work, I guess. How am I borrowing here? Who's going to be the like owner of this? I have no idea. I wasn't even trying to trace the like who owns what yet, so let's ignore it. Here, be missing height. Width is here. Where's height? I don't. Alright, there we go. In lib, it's really jumping between files. That's weird. Okay, mismatched type. IO result, expected result. Error found, whatever. This is lib function save. Okay. That's not cheating, that's using the tools which you have. There's literally no reason to not use AI, I guess, nowadays. Well, okay, there are reasons, but the reasons are legal. Okay, save. I did. What typos did I make here? Self, path, string, result, let mode. No, this looks fine to me. I think I didn't make any mistakes. Well, hello. There we go. A semicolon at the end. It's always a semicolon, isn't it? Okay. And then it jumps again to another file. 52. Cannot return value referencing temporary. We are back here, right? Yeah. Yeah, I kinda would agree with it, even I don't know anything. For more information, no, I don't think I need more information, I just need a way to fix it. So I had what description here, right? And it complained that, yeah, it's deprecated, blah, blah, blah. Where did I move this here? There we go. What about this function? Well, it's not really a function, but it will figure it out. Okay. So it says that I should use format and I should implement the display for BMP instead of this. Okay, let's try, because like really the description is complaining about the description, so I'm guessing I don't really need this one. I'm guessing stdfmt is already imported. It is, so let's type in what our new AI overlord suggests. How do I hide this thing? Here, okay. Implement format display for BMP error fmt self f self mode format. I implemented something really similar in another file, I remember, so this doesn't seem that out of the ordinary. Probably told you folks, but I really enjoy like learning with having you on the chat. It's like pretty amazing because you like spot all kinds of mistakes and also give me all kinds of hints. This is awesome. And also after the streams, I like still have a lot of messages to read through, but I want to do it after I finish this at least. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. I guess that's like why learning in groups is so amazing. Okay, cool. Unused import. Well, if there's an unused import, we don't need it. Okay. So is it an unused import or is it not an unused import? 31. We have this, and 49. Oh, I implemented the same thing twice. How unfortunate, which means what? I don't need it. I also didn't implement one weird thing which ChatGPT told me, which is this implementation standard for BMP error. Let's see if that's maybe I can get away without it. Hey, something happened. Cool. Create run, I guess? And not create, cargo run. A binary target needs to be specified. Cool. So I have example. What was gradient rs? How do I make it run? Cargo run creates binaries, blah blah blah. It seems, yeah. Cargo run example. Okay. Really? Available examples, gradient. Really? It actually understands -- example, and that's a thing. Wow, I am impressed. Like the ecosystem of Rust already seems to be absolutely amazing. Cannot find crate because the crate is not called like this. The crate is called Sondrole Bempa. Yeah, okay. It even like tells me here. So let's just go with this. But Dashver is going to bite me, isn't it? Right? In the name. Are like dash is not allowed? How does it work with a dash? I'll go with underscore and see what happens. Do I need to rename my directory? I hope I don't. Okay, let's try now. Okay, yeah. This is my bad. I'm sorry. I apologize. There we go. I should have fixed it immediately. Okay. It runs something. Did it create... Oh, and created an image. Huh, is this a gradient? Wait, I actually should be able to just like... Ah, it's not a PNG. Okay, let's run it. And hey, it is a gradient. There we go. That's cool. So it apparently worked. There weren't like... I thought there would be way more stuff to fix. Apparently, like, the large issue, apart from typos, which actually the compiler told me what to do, and I would fix it immediately if I would actually read the error and the hint, it was only that, like, removing one function at the end of the day, I didn't even have to, like, implement it, because apparently it was already implemented. That's pretty cool. Okay, let me take a look. Let me take a look on the chat. It writes, in Python, where we bind C++ code, once Python executes the C++, the CPU, GPU will execute purely the code, nothing in between. And what's the cost of moving data between PY and C++? Honestly, I am not an expert in this, what you're asking about. My understanding is that yeah, if you call a C++ function in Python, then the global interpreter log will hold execution until that function returns. This is my understanding. Which kind of means that if you want to go around it, right, you just create a new thread in C++, which is like C++ only thread, and you work with that. Now, there's another question. Sorry, give me 1 moment. Okay, back. So there's another question, which is like, what's the cost of moving the data between them? In general, it depends. It's like this. If you are fine with operating on C++ code in C++ while the global interpreter log is in effect, right? So not asynchronously, but rather like while it's in effect, then there is no cost, because at the end of the day, it's just in heap memory, and your C++ code should have access to that heap memory as well. So there shouldn't be any cost unless you start moving data around, like making transformations and stuff. So that's that. Now, if you obviously want to run asynchronously, you probably want to copy the data. Yeah, or like at least move the data. Maybe not copy, but move the data. Like move the data first, then like do the work, and then yeah. I'm guessing like Python in such a model should just like from time to time check if you already like the C++ part finished the stuff. Okay, maybe try cargo test. Ooh, that's a good point, Patix. Let's go. Cargo test. Yes, more errors. Perfect. Let's do it. Let's do clear. Okay. So, path separator must be a double. That's 411, 411, 311, 411, 43 here. Yeah, here. Oh, they call it a path separator, but path is a good name here. Yeah, path. Yeah, sure. I'm all for it. Path sounds good. The same for blue, line for 330 here. Are there any other bugs like that? No. Okay, then assert EQ is not a function because it's a macro. Obviously, it's a macro. Wait, wrong file? Yeah, wrong file. It's like pretty annoying because like assert EQ is also here, right? So it's well, okay, it's not in this line specifically, but it's like all around, so I was confused for a second, but yeah. Yeah, but it really likes jumping around files. Oh. 5, 4, here we go. Okay, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here 6. There we go. Okay, okay. I like it. Like built-in tests, the compiler actually gives out meaningful errors. Everything is already like has like packages or crates or whatever it's called. That's pretty amazing actually. And even examples, right? Like there's -- example and runs an example. Nice. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so cool. So with this finished and it actually running, I think it's a good moment to end the live stream. And the next time what I'm going to do is I'm going to find another code. Folks, if you could like, if you have some code which is like kind of similar size to this, it can be your code, it can be somebody else's, but like code which you think is modern and good quality Rust, which I could transcribe, because I need one more piece of code to transcribe, and then I'm going to move into learning Rust. Like actually, well, I am learning Rust, but into actually reading about Rust. Then put it somewhere, like message me on Discord ideally, or maybe like, because like YouTube comments probably will not take a link, so that's a little bit annoying. So just message me on Discord, I guess. Or like you can kind of put, if it's on GitHub, just put like, kind of a link, just GitHub, and give me the username and the project name, and this will be enough. And then I will basically move to that, to transcribing that. And I will, while transcribing the next thing, what I will do is I will also make notes. I have this like notes document, right? So I will start making notes. I will put questions there and to be answered later. And I think it will take me a few more hours to basically finish transcribing. And once I'm done with that, and I have like a lot of questions in my head already, and a lot of hypotheses, I will likely start going through a little bit of Rust documentation. Be it maybe Rust book or maybe something else, I don't know, to try to find the answers to these questions. And I do believe someone already linked me the like Rust syntax as well. Actually, let's look at it. So I will later on look, yeah, here, grammar, Noodly, thank you. Okay, so yeah, it says that it's book incomplete. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, syntax, perfect. Where is it? I guess I have to how to use this book. Yeah, it's just a reference, right? Cool, where's the start? Okay, but I will look at it later. Because what I'm curious about is this like grammar or lexical structure, basically. So, oh, there we go. Nice, nice. Statements and expressions. This is perfect. This is exactly what I kind of want to look through. For example, I had... but I want to do it later, so I'm going to do it now. So let's do it later. But I'm going to look through this to kind of try to figure out some of the stuff which I saw, like what is it? And then I'm going to probably read about it a little bit, like, and then I'm going to start writing my own code. So, okay, one thing which I always tell people is that when learning programming, right, what's important for you to do is to spend 70% of time writing your own code, 20% of time getting theoretical knowledge, and 10% of time looking how professionals do it. So what I'm currently doing is I'm kind of mixing, or rather done so far, I kind of mixed the first and last part, right? I wasn't writing my own code really, right? But I was kind of practicing like hands-on typing Rust, which is kind of in that direction. And because this is code which was written by somebody else, somebody who knows Rust way better than I do, then this means that I was also doing the last part, the 10%. So now what I need to switch a little bit to into like the 20% of getting theoretical knowledge, which is going to be the manuals, the books, the references. And then I need to write a lot of code, basically. So I'll retype some more code, basically, because I want to write down the questions. And then I'm going to go through the books, and I'm going to write as much code as possible, while at the same time jumping to between like different manuals, references, ChatGPT, and so on. So we'll see how that goes. And I'll probably spend some streams on that. And afterwards, I will make a stop, do a stop, and think like, what am I missing? And switch into like a little bit more, it's called deliberate practice, basically, which kind of means that I'm looking for weak points and I'm focusing on them. And I will likely around that time start going into doing some code golfing in Rust as well, because this is a great way to learn syntax and language. Okay, so let me look at the chat quickly. If you do doc test, it will fail to build. If any of code examples in documentation will fail, it will not build. Okay, so I didn't, one thing I didn't check, that's from TechADM, by the way. One thing I didn't check is how, like, the documentation building system. And that's something because I didn't really transcribe the comments too much, right? So I need to test that later. Yes, we have a Discord server. It's like, if you go to my blog, then just do / Discord. Sorry, here, my blog. If you just go here and do / Discord, you'll be like greeted with a link, so just go there. And I'm actually not linking directly to Discord because, like, if the link expires, and it expires from time to time, I can just like, change it here. It's easier. Yeah, and thank you, D-Line. Yeah, link is in the video description as well. Apparently, I forgot about it already. Rustonomicon, what's Rustonomicon? 6 surprise. They already were. Nice. TechADM asks, will I set up VS Code with Rust Analyzer and linter for coding yourself? Likely I will do that at some point. It's I want to, do as like learn to some, like the basics, at least the basics, before I start using some more advanced tools, which would help me, because it's kind of like when I was learning driving. My driving teacher didn't really allow me to use cruise control until I was able to keep the speed perfectly. So I was joking that, like, to use speed control, you need to become speed control, like cruise control in this case. So I kind of want to be able to do what the tools are going to do before I start using and relying on tools. Otherwise, I just I won't feel the need to learn that stuff, because like the tool is going to do it, and I like understanding how things works. This is like, this is like the basics of hacking and security, right? It's knowing how things work. So I will first learn how it works, and then I will switch it to using tools. And I will absolutely use tools, because there's no reason not to. Perfect. So thank you very much, folks, for being here, and see you tomorrow. Actually, I'm pretty sure I'm going to stream tomorrow, so see you tomorrow. And with more Rust. Yep, have a great evening, and I'm pretty sure this stream is going to cut off in a really